Hey everyone, I hope you're having an absolutely phenomenal week. Monica Rivera here, and I wanted to share the market update from this past week. So if you've been following along, you know I've been tracking that pre-COVID impact, which is about the period from about January 27th to March 22nd, and then the week by week post-COVID impact that we've been seeing in the market. So a couple things that we've been looking at. One, showing. So since about March 28th, showings have continued to steadily pick back up. We saw a really big decrease as soon as COVID hit, and that slowly picked up. We did see a little bit of a dip this Sunday, and yet that's likely due to the holiday. Right, so a lot of people were home with their moms, were spending that time with their families, and so we saw a little bit of a dip in showings this weekend. Although we're anticipating, unless restrictions get more stringent, we're anticipating those showings to continue to pick back up as buyers continue to gain confidence in the current market. The other thing that we're really looking at is, what are the closed sales looking like right now post-COVID, and what does the new inventory look like post-COVID? So on a week-by-week basis, if you look at the average in the past 7-week period since about March 22nd, closed sales per week are actually down about 41.6%. Right? That's a pretty big decrease. And when we start looking at that new inventory, it's taken a little bit of it's come back up a little bit, but we're still down on a week by week basis in Los Angeles County about 37.9%, right? So we're seeing that's just in comparison to that 8-week period pre-COVID. And yet what we know to be true is that change has actually probably been a little bit more significant, because we usually see sales, closings, and inventory start to pick back up in the second and the third quarter, right? That's one of the reasons that you're hearing there's a lot of demand out there with the buyers that are looking. It's still really competitive. Prices have not fluctuated too much, right? Prices haven't fluctuated too much from that pre-COVID impact to post-COVID impact. In fact, they're staying almost less than 1% difference in when they're first put on the market for sale. Under contract, we are seeing about a 2% dip across the board in Los Angeles County. That's likely due to a lot of these different buyer concessions that are going on. And yet we're still seeing that competition. Why? Well, although inventory has decreased, even though affordability has caused a lot of buyers to drop out of the market, with that decrease in inventory, the buyers that are currently looking right now, they're pretty strong, right? They're pretty strong. They're in a good position from a place of work. They have great credit scores, and so they're able to move forward. They're strong. They're packaged well, and yet there's less inventory. So the good inventory is going to move pretty quickly. That's why we're seeing that competition. So if your clients are asking you, hey, are prices going to drop? What is that going to look like? Is right now still a great time to buy? Well, on the buyer side, I'd say for the right person, for the person that is able and in a position to move forward right now, they want to make sure they're taking advantage of these great interest rates right now, because there's really only room for the interest rates to go up, and they're going to lose that purchasing power later on, right? And so they don't want to necessarily get impacted by that. Now, will prices go down? It is a possibility. We don't necessarily have a crystal ball. A couple of the factors that are going to play into that: mortgage forbearances and notices of default, right? Foreclosures. We probably won't see that impact for a while, because we're currently in the part where we're dealing with the mortgage forbearances. There's eviction moratorium. So you may see some of that going on right now, right? And yet there's going to be a period where people are trying to catch up on their mortgage payments, or trying to catch up on their rent, and whatever regulation is released around that before the financial institutions kind of come to collect, right? And so while we may see a little bit more of that inventory later, including short sales, because you're seeing owners unfortunately get a little bit over leveraged right now, in that there's a lot of cash out refinances that we're seeing in the market. But that's not going to be immediate. Right. So if right now a great time to buy for the right person, the person that's really looking to get out there in the market and take advantage of those low interest rates, absolutely right now is still a great time to buy. And on the seller side, right, we want to make sure that they're getting in the market right now while it's still pretty competitive, while they're still a really well-positioned buyers to be able to buy their home. And so right now is still a great time to sell. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit for this week. Tune back in next week and I'll have an update for you guys as well. Have a great one.